Dear audiences, during the Mid-Autumn Festival season, alongside mass-produced mooncakes, with their eye-catching packaging and modern designs, traditional cakes still hold a special place in consumers' hearts. On this Mid-Autumn Festival, let's journey to BAC LIEU'S province to explore its traditional cake-making craft. BAC LIEU'S province is a region with a unique cultural identity, home to 3 ethnic groups, Kin, Chinese, and Khmer. It's recognized as a key economic hub along the Eastern and Western Sea Economic Corridor. The area boasts diverse cuisine and time-honored traditional crafts. Snow-Flaked cakes are considered as a specialty of BAC LIEU'S and are especially popular during the Mid-Autumn Festival. The festival's vibrant stalls throughout the city always feature these cakes, demonstrating their enduring popularity among the local consumers. We sell the Snow-Flaked cakes every Mid-Autumn Festival. Some people who don't enjoy the mooncakes prefer to eat the Snow-Flaked cakes instead. When eaten, the cake melts softly in your mouth, dissolving instantly, with a delightfully sweet and delicious taste. Mr. THVL, now 93 years old, comes from one of the BAC LIEU'S oldest Snow-Flaked cake-making families. In conversation, he revealed that the Snow-Flaked cake is one of the Bonnie skillful cakes, passed down through generations in his family. They're called the skillful cakes, likely because they require such deft hands to create. While the Snow-Flaked cakes are made in many places, BAC LIEU'S traditional version has its own distinct character. I can't reveal everything about the craft, because these are trade secrets. There are 2 types of secrets. Among them, the family's traditional secrets cannot be shared with outsiders. They are passed down only to the children. Being skilled is more than just one thing. It requires hundreds of diverse abilities to create a truly superb dessert. Mr. THVL, who's carrying on his family's Snow-Flaked cake tradition, has introduced several innovations in both the production process and flavor varieties of his hometown's traditional cake. From the original glutinous rice flour cake, he's expanded to include versions with various fillings, such as mung bean, taro, coconut. These unique variations aim to better serve customer preferences while bringing fresh flavors to the BAC LIEU'S traditional Snow-Flaked cakes. In the market, Mr. Keat, I've heard this saying, Ho Chi Minh City is known for its mooncakes, so Strang for its pia cakes. But here in BAC LIEU'S, the specialty is the Snow-Flaked cakes. The craft of making Snow-Flaked cakes has been in BAC LIEU'S since ancient times, predating its presence in other places. How do you select the glutinous rice? We select only the finest, most glutinous rice, and mill it ourselves. Is this craft difficult? By 2000, I was thinking about giving it up. Why's that? Those were difficult times. Everyone said it would be such a loss if our traditional Snow-Flaked cake craft disappeared. So I held on and kept the tradition alive. Looking at these handcrafted Snow-Flaked cakes, it's like they have a soul within them. People still like it because the expiration date of the Snow-Flaked cake is new. New output every day. Early in the 8th lunar month, production facilities kick into high gear as peak season for Snow-Flaked cakes begins. While these cakes come with various fillings, mung bean remains the most popular among consumers, accounting for the majority of production. Mung beans, durian, and glutinous rice flour are all locally sourced ingredients. This is crucial for ensuring the cake's delicious flavor. Thanks to the fresh ingredients, the facilities produce based on orders. So even during peak season, customers always receive the freshly made cakes. Let me introduce to the audiences this steamer for steaming mung beans. Steaming like this for about 1.5 to 2 hours will help make the mung beans more fragrant and richer in flavor. And when pressed into the cake mold, it will make the mung bean filling more delicious. These Snow-Flaked cakes are handcrafted, and the true artistry comes from years of experience in these intricate steps. Red-hot stoves and steaming pots of mung bean filling release their fragrant aroma far and wide, testifying to the craftsman's skill. After steaming, the mung beans go into a system of woks for the filling mixing stage. This crucial step determines how chewy the filling will be, its smoothness, and how well it bonds with the cake's outer layer during molding. Today, this process has been mechanized, not only increasing production, but also ensuring consistent quality and food safety. The wooden molds and steel frames used for making the cakes are considered precious assets of each craft-making household. Made from maca tree, these molds are extremely durable. They're passed down as heirlooms from generation to generation. In any handcraft, each step always requires dedication and passion. The artisan's skilled hands during the molding process are particularly crucial in determining each cake's refinement. Each family has their own unique molds, giving each brand its distinct identity. These might feature leaves, yellow apricot blossoms, fish designs, or brand names, helping customers identify different producers. Most cake makers at these facilities are longtime craftsmen. At this particular facility, the master artisan has over 30 years of experience, passing their passion for the craft down through generations. Working here has always been like being part of the family, and they also see me as part of their family. That's why I can keep working like this. We can make about 200 kilograms of cakes per day. Overall, it's because I love it, and that's why I've stuck with it until now. It's also like being able to support my wife and child. Currently, my child are grown, and he's also following in the same work. At first, I couldn't do it at all. But my father said I needed to make my hands more flexible because the powder needs to be pressed beautifully and fluffy for the cake to look good. In general, these cakes are truly the BAC LIEU'S specialty. Everywhere I go, people know about the BAC LIEU'S Snow-Flaked cakes, which makes me so proud. While in the past, a facility might only produce a few dozen kilograms of cakes daily. Today, with the help of machinery and improved craftsmanship, a facility like this can produce tons of cakes, meeting the large market orders. Currently, the largest selling variety is the moon cake size, called this because of its large, round shape. Many families in BAC LIEU and other Mekong Delta provinces use these for Mid-Autumn Festival offerings. BAC LIEU'S Snow-Flaked cakes are handcrafted by the skilled, experienced artisans. The smooth glutinous rice flour, combined with fragrant fillings, has established the reputation of BAC LIEU'S traditional snowflaked cake industry. As a result, these products maintain a significant market share, thanks to the trust of consumers. Ladies and gentlemen, alongside the BAC LIEU'S traditional snowflaked cakes, there's another special cake here. One traditional family business has taken a different approach, creating something unique. How is your mung bean cake different from the traditional BAC LIEU'S snowflake cake, ma'am? Our traditional cake is made with mung beans and sugar. The key difference is we only use those two ingredients. Your cake is also a type of molded cake, but you've given it a special name, Hyun Sen Mung Bean Cake. What's the story behind that name? When I was young, my mother made cakes. There were two sisters. One named Hyun, the other named Sen. So she took the name Hyun Sen. Established in 1968, this family has been working in the business for over half a century. However, their approach differs significantly from the traditional BAC LIEU'S snow-flaked cakes. They make their cakes using only pure mung beans and white sugar. Initially, their method was similar to the mung bean snow-flaked cakes from the Quang region. But their unique twist is in how they mix the mung beans. This process takes 2.5 to 3 hours, resulting in a cake with a light, airy crust and a super soft filling. Dear viewers, these are the large wooden molds used for forming cakes. These are traditional molds that have been in use since the beginning. And here are the small molds used to make small cakes. According to current preferences, the small ones are more suitable and easier to consume, and this mold is made of brass, created by the facility's own design. When I first started, I didn't know how to mold. I would roll the dough like this. After that, I practiced molding, and only after practicing for several days did I learn. For example, with these small cakes, you might mold each one the same way. But how do you mold them? To achieve the desired beauty, I must grip firmly. Hold it like this. The molding action must be decisive with force. Then the cake will turn out beautiful. For this cake, I have to mold each one individually. The intricacy of your pastry craft is reflected in these details. These days, the mung bean snow-flaked cakes aren't just changing in terms of ingredients and production process. They've also become incredibly diverse in design, size, and weight. For the supermarket consumption, the smaller versions of these mung bean snow-flaked cakes are now available, like these, which are both convenient to use and perfectly aligned with the modern consumer's tastes. During the peak of the Mid-Autumn Festival, the traditional markets still demand the larger snow-flaked cakes with symbolic designs like flower and dragon motifs that are more appropriate for the ceremonial offerings. The real hallmark of this craft is strategically incorporating machinery to boost the production volume. Yet, for the critical stages of molding and baking the cakes, they've maintained a purely traditional handcrafted approach to preserve the snow-flaked cake's distinctive flavor profile. Nowadays, with the support of machinery and technology, each facility can produce and bring to the market around 10 tons of various products per month. This is also a 3-star OCOP product of BAC LIEU'S province, recognized by the Ministry of Industry and Trade as a national typical rural industrial product in 2021. Mr. Vinh Phuoc, a third-generation member of the family's bakery legacy, has developed a different perspective and approach to help the local mung bean snow-flaked cakes reach even further. When you choose modern distribution channels for the traditional cakes, such as nationwide supermarkets, and pushing for exports, how have you seen this change things? As our society develops, these modern channels will become the primary distribution method, both now and in the future. So I've caught on to this trend to help distribute my products more extensively, reaching more consumers across the different regions of Vietnam. First and foremost, it's about transmitting our traditional culture to other regions. You're also exporting internationally. How do you manage storage time and shelf life for different markets when shipping the products? For exports to the US, the shipping company will freeze the items at -18 degrees Which steps will you modernize? And which steps will you keep true to the traditional craft? For example, the steps like mixing and processing ingredients. We'll use the machinery to significantly boost the production volume. But for the traditional stages, like the cake molding, we'll keep the techniques just like they've been for decades, maintaining a touch of handcrafting. In this traditional craft, that's exactly what creates the difference. When bakers' hands and hearts go into making these cakes, they're actually infusing each cake with their feeling. That's true. Discerning customers get that. They know no to cakes are carbon copies. Our handmade process means each cake might be a bit wonky or uneven. But that's the charm of true craftsmanship. The Mid-Autumn Festival marks the season of the BAC LIEU'S traditional snow-flaked cakes. These hometown treats offer a blend of the familiar and the new, combining traditional flavors with modern adaptations. Each day, fresh batches of the cakes fill the air with their delightful aroma, contributing a unique touch and offering a taste of authentic home-cooked goodness to the mid-autumn market. We hope today's Mekong Delta life has given you a glimpse into the evolution of the BAC LIEU'S traditional baking. As the Mid-Autumn Festival continues to evolve, the snow-flaked cakes of BAC LIEU remains a cherished symbol of the region's culinary heritage. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.